All right, let's look at some headlines today, shall we? This morning. Where do we go? Spanish bank, Bankia, in huge trouble. $1 billion of euros withdrawn in last couple of days. Wasn't it just Greece that just also withdrew, the people of Greece withdrew €1 billion, 889 million to be exact. And that was little old tiny Greece. So population-wise, compared to Spain, Greece is nothing. But Spain, as I've been saying, and a lot of other people too, Spain's the big one. So is Italy. It's not a little old Greece. And now the Spanish bonds and Italian bonds, they're both pushing and sometimes over 6%. Again, that's the point of no return. The market is saying you're not trustworthy as far as creditworthy. We don't care. Not necessarily that we don't care, but the market is saying they're not creditworthy. What that equates to is what's happening in Greece. It's going to default. It cannot pay its bills. It won't pay its bills. The euro is done. It's amazing how long they've dragged this out, to be honest with you, but nothing's changed. My forecast itself hasn't changed. I remember when we first heard about Greece, and I was saying, yeah, that's going away. You can count on that. But the bigger one, Spain, that's the one to look out for. And while Greece is in trouble, the Spanish Prime Minister, we are fine. Our economy's fine. Our creditworthiness is fine. Everything's good. And Portugal then went and had some trouble, and then Spain came out again. Spain's fine. Spain's fine. Really, where's that prick at now? How's Spain doing, you idiot? So there's a bank run. There's a bank run going on in Europe. So if it happened in Greece and it happened in Spain, $1 billion taken out by the people, you can be rest assured that Italian banks are experiencing the same thing. And when this starts to happen in heavy duty capacity, you're going to hear the news of Spanish banks or Italian banks limit depositors or limit withdrawals of such and such amount of money per day or per week or whatever. It's going to happen. What else do we got here? European Central Bank, ECB, that'd be like our Federal Reserve. ECB cuts loans to Greek banks, Spain and Italy, next dominoes to fall. That's guaranteed. I mean, I just got done talking about that. What else do we got here? Oh, here's a real good one. Federal Reserve Bank made profit of $77 billion in 2011. Now, what do you mean 2000? Whoa. What do you mean? That's part of the government, isn't it? How the government can't just make profit like that? Wouldn't it be called something else? Like, you know, we were able to pay down our deficit, or the deficit wasn't as bad because we made this $77 billion? No. It's a privately owned bank. It's called the Federal Reserve to trick you into thinking it's federal. And they made $77 billion. So the next question is, who is they? Who are the owners of the Federal Reserve Bank? If the bank made $77 billion, somebody's getting $77 billion, or it's being spread out against the board of directors or somebody, investors, etc. And who are the board of directors and who's the investors? Well, that's private information. Excuse me. We've never released that. Except for 1975 or so. You can find it online. And it lists all of the elite, the too big to fail bank owners, families, etc. That's who owns it. That's who made $77 billion, in case you're wondering. What would be interesting to see is if this makes enough noise that the Federal Reserve steps in and says, well, no, we're gonna give it back to the Treasury. We're gonna give this to the Treasury. Because it was the bonds that we purchased through extending our balance sheet, $2 trillion. We're going to go ahead and give that to the federal, or to the Treasury, and basically back to the taxpayer. Let's see what they do with that. What was the other thing? Oh, quantitative easing 3. I've told you it's coming. Same day, which I guess was yesterday. The Federal Reserve signaled further monetary easing remains an option to protect the U.S. economy from the danger that lawmakers will fail to reach an agreement on the budget or Europe's debt woes worsen. Several members of the FOMC committee, or Federal Open Market Committee, said new actions could be necessary if the economy loses momentum or downside risks to the forecast become great enough, according to minutes of the FOMC committee, their April meeting released yesterday in Washington. Huh? So if the forecast looks bad, or European debt or whatever doesn't quite look as good, we may have to put in some further easing. Well, let's see. JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon sits on the board of the New York Federal Reserve, the one that I just said made $77 billion. Yeah, that one. You don't think his company will get the mother-of-all bailouts, do you? Considering he just made massive losses, or not made, but had massive losses. And by the way, where's it at here? Here we go. While I'm at it, I mean, there's just headline after headline here this morning. 1 billion today, 2 billion tomorrow, and 3 billion on Monday. JP Morgan's trading loss is said to rise at least another 50%. Bloomberg News. Jamie Dimon, Chief Executive Officer of JP Morgan Chase, the trading losses suffered by JP Morgan Chase have surged in recent days, surpassing the bank's initial $2 billion estimate by at least another billion, according to people with knowledge of the matter. And then under that it says, now headline on CNBC, JP Morgan losses are growing, quote, exponentially. Guys, you lost in the derivatives area, right? Yeah. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed there'll be exponential losses. Guaranteed. I think that was the last thing I wanted to read. Let's see. One other thing I'll end this with is that the new head of Greece, where's this at? No, France. This guy Holland, or Hollandi, I don't know how you pronounce his name. The new head of France now gets down to business. He and his ministers will take a 30% pay cut. JP Morgan had a shareholder meeting the other day. Amid these big losses, can Jamie Dimon still keep his 25 or whatever, $25 million payroll, his paycheck? Not unanimous, but absolute majority, yes, he can. Now, while back, I should say, I don't know the exact day, Citigroup, another too big to fail bank, said they had a meeting and they were trying to get, I guess the head of it was trying to get like 10 or 12 million dollar paycheck. And they said, due to the market conditions right now, not only no, but hell no. As a matter of fact, you're getting stuck with $1 million a year. Take it or leave it, you can kiss off. And apparently, he went ahead and took it. JP Morgan, on the other hand, the JP Morgan at the top of everything, got to keep his amid the same day of a loss. They immediately had a vote of, confidence, we should call it, really. And should he get his pay, the same pay, and not unanimous again, but I keep wanting to say that. I don't know why. But it was a majority rule. Yes, he can keep it. But at the same time, let's go here. Do you think it was the small investors that gave him the nod, yeah, go ahead and keep your pay? Or do you think it was the club, who are, of course, invested within each other, multi-billionaires, who make up the majority shareholder, who said, yeah, go ahead and keep your pay? Because if you look at these rich people, these rich families who have been rich for generations, they're all on the members of board of each other. They're all, if they're not on the board, they are heavy-duty investors within their buddies' companies, etc. It's just a big round-robin circular thing, right? So it's not necessarily the majority of the people who had shares. It was a small, tiny majority of people. It's not even a majority, a minority of people who happen to have the lion's share of shares, gave them the okay. And since they own more shares than anybody else, Their word matters more than anybody else. And because he's one of our guys, one of the boys, one of the club, he's keeping his paychecks. And don't you peasants think for 1 second you're going to outvote us because we hold the lion's share of these shares, these stocks. Piss off, you peasant. Get your sorry butt back to work. And don't complain that you have to work 2 or 3 jobs. And don't complain that you're underwater in your house because of what we did to you, us bankers. Don't complain. As Warren Buffett said, we all just need to suck it up. This bailout happened. People need to stop complaining and crying and just suck it up. But I will go here. As Warren Buffett said, we can't just get, we had to give bailouts, so suck it up. But we can't go around giving bailouts to everybody. There's got to be a limit, of course. So, I mean, we can't bail out the whole world, the whole country, or else that's not going to do anything. Oh, but we can bail Warren Buffett out, sure. That stupid prick. As they say, the more these people have, the more wealthier they are, the more they have, the more they have to lose when it all comes down. And as people start to wake up and realize these paper stocks and paper things that guys like George Soros or Warren Buffett or whoever, the elite, want us to get into, it's their financial system, it's their credit rating system that they created for all of us. It's their whole system, right? It's their world, we're just living in it. But once we wake up and realize, hey, it's not their world, as a matter of fact, we're the 99% majority, it's our world. We're gonna say what happens. And you can say what happens simply by stop paying your mortgage, or simply by not participating in a bank that is one of these too big to fail. Take your money out of the bank. As a matter of fact, keep paying your mortgage, but just take your money out of the bank. Nothing illegal. Nothing illegal about that. It's your money, isn't it? Well, you can't possibly be a terrorist or a homegrown terrorist by taking your own money out of a bank that was your money. You own it. It was a privilege for the bank to use that money, not privilege for you to put it in the bank. It's the other way around. They may make you think that, but no, it's the other way around. Then what? The Fed can bail out JP Morgan until they're blue in the face. Nothing, it won't matter. It will be irrelevant. JP Morgan will be a long lost past thought. End of story. So back onto this bailout that is clearly coming, quantitative easing 3. It's absolutely coming. Europe will get worse. It's going to affect us over here, guys. Oh, we can't do that. Big time QE3 coming. And as I mentioned last night in my video, that guy, Jim Comiskey, said, rumor has it, on the floors, the trading floors, basically his guy, JP Morgan had to liquidate 13,000 silver contracts, which are 5,000 each. Again, that was like 65 million ounces or so. So he says we're pretty much at a bottom. We may see 26, 26.50. It could touch it, but this absolutely should be the bottom now. So take that in conjunction with potentially quantitative easing 3 coming, and $20, $30, $40 silver should be laughed at. You should be laughing at that when this takes place. Not right away when it takes place, because it wasn't right away when quantitative easing 1 and quantitative easing 2 kicked in that gold and silver skyrocketed. It was through the course of it. So I think we're going to see that through the course of it. I believe, my opinion, is that, as Lindsey Williams said, they want $3,000 gold. The elite want $3,000 gold, and they want 75 to somewhere around between $75 and $100 silver. If we have this massive, giant, enormous quantitative easing that should surpass anything else we've ever done. Considering where gold and silver started, before all this happened, gold was, I don't even know if gold was 800 yet. It was pushing 900 at the time probably. It has now touched 1900 before, 15, 16, 1700. It's now, I'm going to say gold's at the bottom too. It's going to go past $2,000 gold. Silver has got to go past $50. The question is, again, when? And I don't know for sure, other than soon. They're going to implement quantitative easing 3. They have got to. It's guaranteed. It's a mathematical certainty. Put it that way. When will they announce it? I can't say. It's got to be in a matter of months, if not weeks. You know, several weeks to just a few months. I don't think I'd go further than that. I think this is just unraveling a little too quick, especially with JP Morgan with their massive loss. I think they're going to have to do something soon. So gold and silver prices should meet new highs, both. And I believe silver will go past that $50 high of all time when this QE3 kicks in and is implemented for a little while or whatever. And again, the backing, all out backing I need is what Lindsey Williams said where they want it to go. When they are ready for it to go there, which will be sometime soon, near future, it's going to be $75 to $100 an ounce for silver and somewhere around $3,000 an ounce for gold. That's where they want it. I'm here to tell you that they can want in one hand and crap in the other and see which one fills up faster as far as he's a leader that I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned. Because $75 and $100 silver will only be the beginning when they start to lose control of their precious New World Order system that the people revolt against. And $3,000 gold will also be a joke for gold. But especially silver, because right now, again, silver is $28 or so and some change. It has the word buy, buy, buy all over it. Today, I went to the auction, by the way. I came very close to what I wanted to sell my ATV for, four-wheeler. Came very close to selling the trailer with it, but I decided I think I might be able to do a little better elsewhere. And I could have made money on both, a little bit anyways. Definitely more than I paid for both. But I went ahead and left, paid the small auction fee since it didn't sell. Met with one of the guys that was there. He wants to buy it. I'm selling it today. ATV's gone. The trailer, I got a guy talking about that. That's going to be gone. I'm taking that cash as soon as it is in my stinking hands, and I'm making a purchase of silver again, immediately. After listening to that guy's video last night, Jim, even if silver goes down more for some other reason, JP Morgan gets in more trouble and they have to just flood the market with more short contracts that they have no choice but to sell. Even if that happens, I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and buy. And at that point, I'll buy some more. So that's all I got for you right now. I got to go.